During the restoration process of my Range Rover, we didn't do any work on the engine. I did rebuild the carburetors to make sure they were working well, but the actual engine we just left. The reason for this was that it started up pretty well and seemed to run okay with good oil pressure, so it didn't make sense to spend time fiddling around with the engine at that point. However, from using the car, I began to notice that it did have a few issues with the engine. One of the rocker covers leaked oil, and it also had a bit of a misfire along with an exhaust blow on the driver's side exhaust manifold. What we decided to do over the Christmas period was take off the rocker covers. This would allow us to replace the rocker cover gasket if that was all that needed doing, but I also wanted to have a look at the top of the engine and see how dirty it was. The oil can build up in the top of the head, and that causes oil burning through the valve stems if the valve stem seals aren't great. So what we wanted to do is make sure that there was no sludge in the top of the engine which would prevent oil from running back down into the sump. Unfortunately, this is what we found, so we decided we'd take off both the heads and give the car a proper top-end rebuild. And we also discovered a few other problems along the way, which will be covered in another video.
Ow. Easy peasy. So what we'll do now is we'll crack off the rocker shaft. Nice and steady, wins the race. Let's clean that up there. Don't want to be sat not properly on the thread. Nice good angle. We should get able to get a good angle like that, perfect. Right, they're all cracked off. Now I'm hoping the rocker shaft doesn't fly to pieces when I take it off. I know that happens on some engines. Oh yeah, it's got a split pin in the end, so it should be alright. Now we can just whip off our rocker shaft. Easy peasy, and drip oil everywhere. And you know what? It actually looks alright under here. There's nothing that looks particularly worn, which is a good sign. Let's get a bit of cardboard. One. Two. So the alternator should be pretty easy. I believe it's 11, right? Do you have reliable transportation? I have transportation. On it. Oh, look at that. Just the tool for the job. Oh, we thought a linkage would be a good idea next. All of that petrol to drain back to the tank, especially the cost it is at the moment. Jesus. I mean, we'll do a blow down it. That should all be back in the tank now. Let's take off the intake mantle, bit of straw, and that's doing. Let's start on I did break these, by the way. I think this might actually now come off. It will! So, what we've got is a book, and it tells us the sequence we should tighten the bolts. And I believe the correct way is to remove the bolts in the same sequence. I don't know whether it makes any actual difference, but why risk it for no biscuit? It's going to be a long old job, I feel. Okay, that's cracked. Don't smack your knuckles is the other technique. Right. That's like the right tool for the job, isn't it? Ooh. And she's off. Oh my god, the coolant's going to go everywhere. It's going to be a 13, I think. I hope. It is. Right, let's try and do this without dropping loads of muck into the engine. Get it off at the back first. Take it off side. So what we're doing now is we're using our valve removal tool. So you put this side over the top of the valve, this side on the bottom of the valve, like so. Push down, clamp it up. We're just going to use a little screwdriver, or even just our fingers, to remove the two collets. Release gently. Take off our main spring and our secondary spring. I'm just giving the top of these a bit of a clean to try not to drag any muck, too much muck through the valve guide. Whip that out, and then just make a hole in our piece of cardboard and put in our. So now we've got our exhaust valves all in order. You can really see the amount of crud build up on this head. This is all just sort of carbony sludge, which is not what we want. So we're going to get this degreased.